And they're off, and they're heading towards Impact Man stage. The route for these two runners is going to be identical, and this is the losers finals, so they have to do best of 3. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do for this first match, whether they're going to play it safe or if they're going to go as hard as they can for this first one. If you've been keeping up with the tournament, there's not a lot of information that I'll be able to give you. In particular, these runners are going to go for some harder stuff. Nice job from Sage. That's actually a slightly more difficult version of the climb there they managed. But if you haven't seen any of the Mega Man 11 stuff right now, I'll just briefly summarize that this is a standard Mega Man game, jump and shoot man. You'll be seeing the use of gears every now and then, which either speed up the gameplay or increase your weapon's output in some type of way. Things that really matter to the runners are going to be weapon ammo count. So for example, right now they have only access to rush, coil. They have to make sure they have a certain amount to do certain tricks. And they'll also be doing some interesting things with the power gear, for example, on the mini-boss, where they're going to charge a buster for a very long time, even before they enter the room. You can see Carter doing it right now. This lets him use the final buster, which is a very powerful shot. He should be able to take out the mini-boss in 4 jumps. Ooh, 5th jump? That's okay. That's still really... And Carter, Sage actually going with the old fight, where he doesn't use that at all. He's going to have to jump around 8 or 9 times, which is Carter doing the conveyor belt skip. Oh, he almost died there. Nice awareness. He saw that he was falling down. He immediately pulled back. Losing a little bit of time for that, but he didn't die, so that's the most important part. Sage now going for it himself. Successful, so he saves a chunk of time over Carter there. And for this last room, I don't think either of them is going to go for spike jump. That would be insanity. But it's a little bit faster. It saves like 2 seconds. Yeah, they're definitely not going for it. And unfortunately, Sage lost a cycle. Ooh, he definitely... Ooh, he pulled back. He definitely had the ammo to try and rush coil up there. He recognized he wasn't going to make it. So now, first boss, Impact Man. Just like all other bosses, they have a gear installed, and the objective for all of these boss kills is to not see it or to see very little of it. So Carter going for, he got the jump, which is slightly bad RNG, but I don't think he'd go for the harder kill anyway. He will be killing him right... Oh, he missed a shot? That's okay. He should be able to kill him just like that. So Sage now, again, it's going to be a double buster, a regular lemon, a blue shot, and then another double buster followed by one more double buster. So 1 and 2. Good. That fight should have saved about 3 seconds over Carter because Carter had to wait for Impact Man to go to the other side. And now they're heading over to Tundra Man stage. Impact being the best weapon for movement. Now they really have to worry about their ammo consumption. They're going to be constantly fishing for drops. Ooh, I actually couldn't tell. I think Carter might have gotten a drop. A little hard to see because he switched right away. Ooh, and he's actually going to damage through... Wow, nice. He's getting a lot of ammo drops. That's actually really, really awesome. That means he'll be able to use even more impacts later in the stage. Oh no, but he slid into the spikes. Oh, that takes him all the way back to the beginning. So Sage just took the lead because of... And he didn't get any drops that time. Let's see if he conserves ammo this time. No, he's gonna go for it again. He's gonna go straight through the crunch stun, but he's short on ammo now. Good recognition from Sage that he was a little bit slow on climbing up the ladder, so he had to hold back to prevent himself from getting jumped on by the rocket. This section you can get some drops, but it's not likely, and they're usually also going to fall in the pit or something. Hopefully Robbits will play nice, give him some ammo when he climbs up here. He'll be power impacting through to nothing. See if Carter gets any better luck. Carter also getting nothing. Carter very low on ammo now. Actually, Not sure what he's going to do. There are a number of strats. Sage going for the 3 bolts down there. He's definitely doing a shop trip for some weapon tank ammo. And the mini-boss kill using speed gear. Good stuff. I don't think Carter's going to do the power impact. No, he's just going to go for the regular kills. So this weapon tank is in the way, it's very convenient, and weapon tanks are going to be used basically to allow us to just impact more. The animation itself of pausing the game, using the weapon tank, and then unpausing the game takes about 3 seconds, but the amount of strats it allows you to do is generally worth it per level that it's used in. Not to mention, it negates having to worry about RNG, because you can get a lot of drops from enemies, but not always. And this last hallway is super scary. Sage taking it safe there, making sure he impacts both times instead of trying to nail the jump. The jump is actually a very tight. Carter doing well. Nice. Did not need to use that, so he gets one last power impact.
You want to dance? Feel free.
So for this fight, we're looking for a bunch of double busters here. And the neat thing about the double buster, like when you charge your buster with the power gear on, is that this red shot you're firing ignores iframes. So they actually used it once on the left side where only the red shot would hit, because doing a certain amount of damage would force Tundra to do his speed gear, which would lose you time. So all these fights are they're very song and dance. They have to be done in specific ways in order to save the most amount of time possible. So Sage with a slight lead. They're heading into Torchman now. This is actually one of my favorite stages because it has such a high chance of giving you a ton of weapon drops, provided that you know which enemies you're killing and how to get the ammo. That definitely sounded like you got ammo. Yep, Sage just got a nice ammo drop there, so he's definitely going to be getting to go for some extra strats later on. Ooh, and he was trying there. Oh, he didn't get it. That means he's going to have to not go for those extra strats because he didn't get to kill that Pekon, and there was a nice big drop behind him. I'm definitely going to have to yell at him later because you can use a regular Tundra to clear those guys out. Doesn't look like Carter got much in the way of ammo. He got a small drop. He can kind of do some things with that if he wanted to stretch that for a little while. The mini-boss kill already done and gone. Like, everything just dies super fast in this game when you know what to do. But the neat thing about that is that so long as you slide and jump after using Tundra, you can fire it again immediately. So you can kind of chain them together. Carter with his patented setup for that gap jump. Very, very good and effective. Sage going on the lower route just now, so he could get a couple more bolts there. Carter did not. Either way, both of them are going to use a weapon tank here, just so they can go for more strats for the rest of the stage. Sage actually listening to the instrumental version of this soundtrack. I don't usually hear it all that often because I don't have the the soundtrack. That was a pre-order bonus. Okay, Sage firing that early shot. He did not hit the tent though. He mistimed it. Actually, both of them mistimed it. Wow, they're basically tied now. Carter pulled up after all of that, and there's nothing special about the Torchman fight, not the first time around. They're going to be doing 4 power Tundras, essentially, so... So now this is where the run really starts to pick up. Like, it'll certainly pick up a lot more in after the next stage. But for Blastman stage, we now have Torch and Impact, so you really get to see the weapon wheel being... Using the right analog stick, they can immediately swap to a weapon of their choice. This is the first game where you're allowed to do this in a Mega Man game. And it means that we can go for a lot of strats that save a very small amount of time, because you don't have to, cycle through all your weapons with L and R, you don't have to pause the game to do that. So you're going to see them do things like switching to Power Torch just so that they can blow up a set of crates that's like right in front of them. Oh, it looks like Carter's gonna go for the potential drop out of that fire server, as did Sage. Yeah, I'm kind of curious now because I don't usually watch these guys' runs. Look like they're tied up now. I'm going to see where they decide to... Not every runner spends their impact ammo in the same spots. They don't all kill the same enemies for weapon drops. Like, Carter has a ton of ammo. Sage used a couple of extra powered impacts already, so he's basically out of ammo. I don't know if Sage is going to be going for a weapon tank in this stage, but it is possible. Whereas Carter playing a little more conservatively... he ignored the 2 drops at the top of the screen because he has full ammo. Interesting. And then Sage definitely going fast. I missed if he used a tank, but he must have because he's got full ammo again, which is going to pay off a little bit. He does have to make sure he makes it across. Ooh, using another one right now? Interesting. He's got to be spamming this thing just to make it work. But you don't want to burn out, which is something we haven't seen yet. But essentially, if you use your power or speed gear for too long, you won't be able to use either of them at all. Wow, and Carter definitely staying in the lead despite Sage using all those extra impacts with the weapon tank. So this fight's going to be open with power Tundra slide to the middle, double buster. Go back to the rush, double buster in the air, land on the ground, double buster with a little bit of speed. Ooh, and Sage actually mistimed it just a little bit. He actually has to get 2 more hits here to finish. But Carter had a good execution. Yeah, Cholny, I agree. That was a really late weapon tank. I don't think it was worth it. I actually, when I saw it, I was like, he's not going out of bounds. Cab says that Sage had a lemon in there. That would definitely... Alright, so now they're both heading towards Blockman stage, which... now they have access to Rush Jet, which means they're going to have to do a little bit more finger gymnastics. So on top of having another weapon that they can now swap between for all their weapon wheel shenanigans, they now have access to Rush Jet, which means they can jump, and at the top of that jump, they can summon Rush and then jump off of him for essentially a... which is important because it costs less ammo than using Rush Coil, and it gets you up a little bit faster than having to call Rush and then land on him. I love this mini boss fight. He just, the way it works and like he dies so fast. It's so cool to look. Especially if you consider like the way most people handled that fight casually. Definitely, I took way longer my first. Okay, so these sequences that Carter's in right now, we'll see another one later on, and Sage is approaching it right now. But 3 powered impacts plus a chain blast, and then another powered impact. Those chain blasts are the weakness for Blockman, and they happen to destroy the mazes that you would normally have to... Ooh, Sage has a little bit of ammo, so he actually gets to do 1 more impact before he uses his weapon tank, which means he'll also have a little bit more ammo later on that he could possibly burn somewhere, if he knows a good spot to use it. So if Carter moves really quickly through this room, he could potentially go for an extra strat that saves a little bit of time here. No, he's not going to go for it. It's really difficult. Essentially, you jump up on Rush, right where the block would have crushed you. If you're not confident, then you don't bother. Ooh, that was a smart move by Sage, though, jumping up and doing a regular impact there. So it's about the same thing. I like it, I like it. Okay, so Carter now approaching Blockman, who has actually one of the most notorious transformations here, like the power gear. You really want to skip this one. Oh no! Poor Sage. He actually impacted perfectly between 2 of those blocks, so he ended up bonking. Alright, so this is a Power Tundra opener into 2 chain blasts, 4 to the right, then start charging your final shot. It looks good on Carter's side. Yeah, that's pretty tight there. It gets easier the more you do it, but it's always going to be a really tight execution for charging the final Buster Shot and actually releasing it. Their movement looks very similar throughout rooms. As I look back and forth, there's only a couple subtle differences between the two. But it's definitely going to be picking up in complexity as they go into Bounce Man stage, which this is an extremely vertical level. Sage doing a shopping trip now. He already bought a beat because he's told me before he struggles a lot with one of the rooms in Wily, and he doesn't want to die and lose all that time. But yeah, this is definitely an extremely vertical stage. That beat has won him races. I believe it. Yo, shoutouts to Chelney Frogs. Ooh, Carter going with the extra rush jet right there. Saves a little bit of time. Nice, I like it. This room is kind of notorious for being a little scarier. Yo, he almost saved that time. That was, I think, an adaptation of the task strat for that room. Shoutouts to Katana. Shoutouts to Cole Tahoe, which slightly cut myself off there. But yeah, Carter now using his weapon tank. This is about the latest you can really go into the stage without, you know, using it anyway. He didn't get any drops, which kind of sucks. Oh no, please! Oh man, Sage, what are you doing? You left the ammo behind and really wanted it. Okay, so Carter approaching the last couple rooms here. Oh, interesting. And that's unfortunate as well. Is he gonna? No, he's just given up on it. He looked like he was gonna try for a coil jet, which is where you call Rush coil, bounce off of him, switch the weapon so that Rush disappears. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Oh man, Carter, come on, don't do this. 1, 2. Please make it. Oh, he barely made it. Jesus Christ, Carter giving me a heart attack. Okay, Sage going with the very easy version of the coil jet. You can do it without pausing, and it's extremely difficult right there. Essentially, when Rush is dismissed, you can actually go from coil to Rush jet on the same leap. It's not intended, but it's really good when you can use it. Interesting fight by Carter. And playtime is unfortunately over. So now they got access to bounce balls, which are they're okay. They're powerful. They're good at clearing the rooms out. I can't say much more than that because you already have a lot of weapons that are really useful that definitely kill enemies in one shot. Whereas these guys are more like they're used as a weakness or as a means of clearing obstacles. So Fused Man Sage allowing them to show off a little bit of the nice part about impact in the sense that, oh, interesting. Carter burned out at some point. I must have blinked and Sage is already an acid. Well, Sage is doing Acid Man first. It doesn't matter which of these stages you do in which order at the end. You already have the weaknesses and all the weapons you'll need to accomplish either of them, so it's fine to do them in either order. Nice job, Carter, getting through the That climb there, I believe that's an Oho strat, which is one of the Eastern runners. Ah, it's because of the out of bounds route, but it's preference at this point. Okay. It's not like it costs you a lot of time, it's just one additional menu. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Carter might still be able to save this. Okay, he fell at like a bad spot. That's fine. Okay, so incoming with Fuse Man. This is actually one of the cooler kills. You open up with a power bounce because it moves just fast enough to catch him before his shield comes. While Sage is getting toward the end of Acid. Let's see if he can get this. Double shot. Looked like he immuned one of them. Yeah, he immuned the blue. He went a little bit too quickly there. Alright, Sage now dealing with Acid. This fight is pretty easy. Out of all the quick kills we got, this one's pretty much, like, runners will get it. Power block into double buster shot, back up, double buster shot, and then power block, power block. So now they're kind of giving each other the high five on the way in and out. Carter heading into Acid, while Sage will soon be making his way to Fuse. Oh, that sucks! Oh man, on Carter's screen, he actually got the big ammo drop out of that Drippy, but he didn't pick it up. And he didn't, like, back up for it either, which kind of blows. It means he has to go for less strats. And since he's not doing the shop at all, those weapon tanks that Sage got will kind of prevent bad RNG from being a thing for Sage, but not for Carter. Another big drop and he couldn't get it! What a cool video game. Oh no! Carter actually just ran into the spikes! Oh my god, he didn't... That's a huge time loss. Oh man, Carter, please take 2 seconds, breathe. Don't go losing your focus now. Yeah, he definitely... Oh man, come on Carter. Please, you got this. Just relax. Okay. So Sage making his way over to Dreadspark, the mini... Oh, and he only went with the one bomb. Jesus Christ, Carter, come on. Don't give me the heart attack. Wow! W Dropper being really rude to Carter. Okay, so Carter's got a little bit of ways to catch up. Sage now approaching the last couple hallways here for Fuse. Okay, no drops from Sniper Joe or Drippy. Oh man, it kind of scares me when runners don't have, like, Blast equipped right now, because they have to be legitimately doing those jumps. Sage now coming up on Fuse. Let's see if he can nail the fight. He got the double hit, and one more. Nice. Good kill on Sage's side. Unfortunately, Carter fell down. Does he still have ammo? I don't think so. So we're looking at a 24-31 8 robots for Sage, which is pretty... Yeah, Carter's definitely not that far behind, and his run is definitely not that bad. Still sub 25. He's got the 2456, it looked like. Meanwhile, Sage, he's going for the weapon tank version of Wily 1, where you just power impact through basically. And Carter's going to have to do a much more complicated opening gambit here for the stage, where he's going to be swapping between weapons. Careful now, come on. Oh, and Sage actually burned out. That's actually really scary because a lot of the strats that you do require that you use. Okay, he's fine. He's back. Okay, and this is the room that Sage got that beat for. He missed the ammo drop. Oh no. That means he has to take it a little bit easier on the coming up screen. Okay, Carter now approaching this room. Let's see how he does. Hopefully, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So Carter does just fine. Sage also made it through his room just... So now Sage gets to burn 2 more impacts before he gets to the boss. Okay, so here's Yellow Devil. Thank God we have a quick kill for this. But you're really not allowed to take extra damage or miss your shots. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good stuff. Oh, looks like Sage is going for the, oh wow, this is the slightly better fight. You could finish him off in the corner? Nice! That's like, 0.3 second save, Definitely been practicing his stuff. Good stuff, Sage. Looks like Carter's going for the same kill. Oh, but he unfortunately did not get it. So now, just a little bit of life left on Yellow Devil, but 1 blast should finish the job there. Alright, so now Sage is already about halfway, well, kind of. He's definitely working his way through. Have to switch the torch there, clear out Pack on. Wily 2 is another stage where lots of ammo drops can really help. Oh, he's not even worrying about it. You know, it's weird though, because it's like, obviously, yeah, he's not at a checkpoint, but at the same... Okay, now Sage is at a checkpoint, but like at the same time, you travel a lot before you hit that checkpoint. Like, that's one of the most punishing deaths in the game. Carter doing just fine, Sage having to do his best to keep this lead, because Carter's definitely not pulling any punches right now. I'm looking back and forth between the two. Sage executing well. Don't see any stops out of either. Interesting, Sage conserving his ammo just so that he can do 2 power impacts here. Ooh, but he unfortunately was not high enough to get over that ladder. He bonked into the ladder wall. Carter just jumping straight over Pack on there, and then also managing to successfully, plus he got a large drop. Nice. This is starting to look up a little bit more for... Alright, so Malvern, again, this fight's okay. It's one of those fights that you kind of get on lockdown. You gotta make sure you practice it. Using a little bit of bounce as it's his weakness. Open him up, expose him, get some power impact in there, double buster, bait him out, another double buster, good stuff from Sage. Carter has Fuse equipped right now? That's probably not the right thing. Okay, he managed to successfully open. Oh, and he was going for the frame saver fight. Wow, nice stuff. Saves a full second there with that extra. Sage got ahead because Carter died in Acid Man stage. So now they're heading towards refights. And far as I know, they might do a different order here, but the only real difference on refights is that they might go for something crazy with Impact Man. Torch Man or Blast Man will be different based on which one they want to conserve the ammo on. Because Tundra is essentially useful for so many fights that you're going to run it. So Carter and Sage both getting the same impact. And Sage now killing Acid, while Carter goes over to Bounce. So Sage currently with a 1-boss lead. Supposedly, yes, Con. They have essentially prepared to stream all the potential matches tonight. So we'll be at least seeing the next one as soon as they're ready. Okay, so now Carter going to Acid while Sage goes to Blast. This should be the same fight for him, opening with Power Tundra. Double Buster, double Buster, double Buster. Now the difference here on Torch, if Sage does change up what he does, then he's going to be not going 4 Power Tundras. Instead he's going to be doing 1 Power Tundra, a Double Buster, and then a regular Tundra and Power. Carter is successfully taking out Blockman. Okay, health is a little bit sketchy for Sage, but oh! Sage, oh man, I'm kind of scared. He'll be fine, he'll be fine. Just he should have done a regular Tundra there, but now he doesn't have any Tundra whatsoever for Blockman. So that just gave Carter a big chance to catch up. Using an M-Tank to fill up health and weapon ammo. Never mind, he will have the opportunity to use the to do the proper fight. Carter now and Sage both doing Fuse Man. This is the slightly different fight since they have his weakness this time. Ooh, good stuff. Nice, both of them going with the triple Scramble Thunder. So Sage has 2 fights left. He has Fuse done. Carter has these last 2 fights as well, and he's just about... So now it's just a matter of block. Block takes a little bit longer, so they could be much closer than it seems. And Sage is starting the fight. And I say much longer, thinking about it, it's really just like a... Actually, they're really even now I think about it. Carter going for the other fight, too. Is he gonna get this? No, he has to wait a bit longer. So it was a 34-10-ish. Carter... 34-17-ish. So that difference, it's actually possible. First of all, if either of them screws up and dies in the next room, which could happen, that's immediately a game changer. And then they have Wily, who can troll them. Okay, Sage successfully getting on that first platform there. Chaz, the Twitch rivals. Carter as well. Looked like he has slightly cleaner time getting up onto that platform. Oh no, go go, 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 Sage, go. Wow, okay, giving Carter as much time to catch up as possible. I'm gonna wait. Let's see, 35:08 entering the room. And then Carter, 35:12. Like a 4-second difference now. And that could easily be determined by Old Man. Successful so far at the start. Jumping into the window. Okay, good fight from Carter, looking to be the same. Nice, same exact fight. Now it really depends. Does Old Man... Oh, man! Okay, good. First hit. Second hit. And third hit. Wow, that was extremely close. Carter had the worst Wily capsule. But man, that was still really, really close. If that had gone the other way, it would be like almost down to the second tie.
Spare me! I'm a helpless old man.
And still, both of them sub 36ing for the race. That's really good times.
Enough.
Wow. Good. That was really, really awesome.
Drat. But don't act so cocky. I didn't lose to you. I lost to my own technology, my double gear. I'm the greatest. I'm a genius.
My, will you never learn from your mistakes?
Light. What are you doing here? You plagiarist.
Open your eyes, Wily. Look at Mega Man and tell me what you see.
All I see is the instrument of my downfall.
Mega Man wields tremendous power, but he has the intelligence to use it wisely. He's your vision and mine combined. If our ideas, our gears, could mesh together, Mega Man would be the result. We achieved this together. It's not too late, Albert. Atone for your crimes and join me again.
Silence! My plans have only just begun, you fool! And I won't stop until I see both of you kneeling before me in utter defeat! Hold it, Wily! Remember this.
Okay, it looks like they're taking a slight, like, 5-minute break, and then they're going to be back in it for the next round.
My old friend, perhaps our gears will never mesh together.
Doctor, the fortress is collapsing! Ah! I've been searching all over the place for you!
Ah, Otto! Did you succeed?
All good, Doc! But if you don't mind my saying so, I think it's about time we blew this joint! Dr. Light, follow me!
Well, since we still have a little bit of downtime before they get into their next run, don't forget to give these runners a follow. It's twitch.tv/sagehero and twitch.tv karterfreak, just like their names are showing up on the screen. Yeah, thank you, Cab, as well. Yeah, shoutouts to Mr. Cab, him and his glorious hat. Alright, looks like they're getting ready to start back up again. They should probably clear their times. And Carter's not actually even on the right screen right now. Uh-oh. Yes, Carter's screen. Carter is having a little bit of issues right now. That'll be fixed as soon as possible, but we're getting back into it for sagehero at the. Alright, Carter is going. I'm gonna have a little issue getting that synced up, but for now... I'm kind of curious now to see, so after that first race, Sage had a Deathless. Carter died, Sage falling down right now, which is kind of annoying. I want to see if Sage is going to go for more aggressive strats, because he didn't die and he needs to save that time. Or if Carter's going to play safer, or if he's going to keep going in with that same like aggressive mentality. The mistake he made that cost him 1 life, that easily could have been avoided and would have won him that match. And again, Sage, I don't think he's going to change up what he did. Oh man, I forgot to yell at him about something. Right, it was a Torchman Sage thing, which shouldn't be an issue, because that was also a weird one-off mistake, but there he's going for the full buster. I'm presuming the reason why he didn't get it the first time was because he got hit by... Ooh, very nice on the 4th jump kill there. He probably got hit while charging, which when you're charging Final Shot, or any double buster shot whatsoever, you can't get hit. When you're charging just a blue shot, it's fine, but if you have power gear on, man, he missed the shot there. This is a scary room! Ooh, Carter actually almost done here. Okay, so now Carter dealing with impact now. Has a fine amount of ammo, doing damage boost. You got the jump. Which, the thing about damage boosting on Impact Man is that he spends a lot more time going from corner to corner when he's on the ground gliding around. The jumps always take the same amount of time, but if you can get him to rush into the same corner, which you would do by damage boosting, you'll be saving like about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds overall. So now Carter in Thunderman stage. Let's see if he can do... Oh, right, he died in this stage as well. Man, Carter had some really nasty deaths and still got like a sub 30. Flicking over to Impact, which clears Rush away, so he can summon Rush again in that same screen. Yeah, that was like a 20-second time loss from... actually, that's closer to like 30 seconds-ish. Ooh, nice. Got some ammo off the Robbit. Sage, in the meantime, did not get any ammo off the Snowflake. As someone who goes for that same lower route as Carter, taking damage in that section is a little scary. You don't want to die. Ooh, opting to power impact so he can get a little bit more out of his ammo there. And it pays off because he got a big drop off the Robert, although he bonked into it, which kind of sucked. But like using that power impact there was a smart use of that extra. Yeah, we're in game 2. Epic. Making sure not to turn Speed Girl off too early or too late so that you can get this quick kill. Let's see how Sage goes for luck. No drops off. Yeah, first game was basically decided by the last boss, more or less, at the very end, because they were within about 5 seconds. Ooh, nice, getting the spike jump. Good job, Carter. 1, 2, 3. Gets to glide over this entire route. So Sage just passed the essentially the halfway mark, and if Carter dies, Sage will be in. Nice. This last room is awfully scary for no real reason. Okay, maybe. Ooh, unfortunate, but fortunate with for Sage. He bonked into a wall, but killed the Crunchton, and then wound up getting an ammo drop off of it. So he's kind of. Sage did not take a death so far. He's just had a really sloppy impact. So it was like a 6-12 teleport out. That's actually really, really good. Carter's on really nice pace right. Okay, let's see if Carter gets any good luck. I think maybe. Yeah, Carter's going fast. He got a nice fat drop off the rock. That means he'll get to do a couple more impacts later on in the stage, save even more. Which is really helpful because in this next couple rooms, he could farm more drops off of the these owls. And I think he got a small drop there. He could do a power impact here. Didn't get a drop. That's fine. And then he could do interesting. I wonder how he's going to use that extra ammo. Don't burn out. It sounded like it was just a small drop. Let's see how he does here. Should get the get jump. Nice. Sage ammo looks just fine. And he gets one more power impact here. So now he can charge up, and then he'll get a little bit of an extra power impact. I'm not sure where he's going to use it, but no, kind of up to. Nice, he even still has a little blip left, which means if he doesn't get any drops in this last chase, he can still go for an extra impact toward the end of. Normally you finish with like just barely enough ammo that if you turned your power gear off, it'd be one thing, but like, oh, is he gonna go for, interesting choice. Okay, he didn't kill the enemy, which he could have. All right. Interesting. Torchman jumped up, which saves a little bit of time. So that was a slightly faster fight than what you could normally get. Ooh, Sage actually really scared me just now. He switched over to impact to grab the ammo, but he noticed he did not deactivate the flames on that one enemy. So he actually had to manually turn his weapon off so that he could fire a regular shot. So now Carter with the lead going into Blastman stage. Yo, no problem, Epic. I'm glad that they're actually. That's really nice to. Okay, my connection seems to be back. And Carter is entering Blastman's fight. I actually didn't get, unfortunately, I didn't get to see a lot of what happened in that stage. Carter had a successful Blastman fight, it seems. And now Sage entering the blast fight while Carter makes his way over to block. So Sage had I believe it was Sage who had a little bit of trouble. I can't remember. I want to see if he handles it. Okay, nice. He does manage to, no, it was the other way around. Carter, I believe, had to chase down Blast later, Blast later. So that was interesting. Carter actually used a power torch in that room, specifically because it takes care of the airstone, which it's not something you can immediately notice. Like a lot of the things that the runners do are super subtle, but that was specifically done to take out the airstone, who is a problem if you're going as fast as you can through the room. If you're moving as sloppy, or if you decide to use your power blast in a slightly different way, then it shouldn't be an issue. So to me, that's a sign that Carter knows what he's doing and he's trying to not let anything get in his way. Oh, okay, so this is really scary. Maybe I think everything is fine here. Carter accidentally got 2 impacts in a row. Oh my god. Yeah, I do not want to mess around with that room. If you miss something like Jesus Christ, I would have like stood still for a second and power tundred to clear the room, but man, he went for it and he survived. I'm gonna have to ask him how he feels after that. Yo, Carter, nice, he got the strat. Yo, the parallels are really funny though. Like, they're not in the same room, but they were in the very similar rooms. Okay, so now Carter approaching Blockman, Sage taking care of Nega Eddie. Yeah, if Carter had died there, Sage would be in the lead right now. Yo, thank you, Cab. So hopefully Sage will be able to do a similar block. Considering this is something that is common for Mega Man runners in general, you don't fight bosses just once. You don't do the difficult fights just once. You do them twice per run, so you have to be fairly consistent at them. It's not something that we expect to see people messing up this fight, but at the same time, it's a fight that's not easy. So seeing them do it time and time again is just a good sign that on the runner. Nice. Carter once again managing to nail the slight time save there with. Oh man, that's a scary spot to screw up in. Oh, but he managed to nail it that time. He tried doing the room like that before. So Carter done with his he's actually approaching the second Chilling Frog, and Sage is still yet to get his. Oh, Carter having unfortunate timing there with his. You have to hold the jump button to bounce off of those the balls everywhere, and if you don't time it properly, you get knocked to the left, which really just sucks. Yeah, the impact is it's a nice weapon, but it's really punishing to miss you. Okay, Sage redeeming himself from the previous run, does not ignore, does not leave the large drop behind this time. Oh, Sage having similar issues that Carter had while dealing with Chilling Frog now, and Carter is dealing with that. Just a single frog.
Okay, are you sure?
Oh, Carter actually going and buying stuff. Unfortunately, Sage just fell. He doesn't have enough ammo to go for it again. Looks like Carter is probably aware that he's in the lead and taking the time to shop to help himself out. Or is he going for the tank strats for Fuse? In terms of where Sage could potentially catch up, there's still plenty of spots where if Carter fell into a pit and died, Sage would have the lead immediately. So it could go either way. Like this is the kind of game where it's not over till the fat lady sings. Tensei, if he used a tank on the first pass around, I actually missed it. Because at the time they were doing different stages and Sage was in the... Yeah, they should be going straight to the tiebreaker. They won't be scheduling it for another day if that's the case. Nice. Carter got a small ammo drop so he could use power impact over that press. Ooh, nice! And he gets the prissy quick cycle! Mm! Yeah, that strat is really difficult. There's setups for it, but it's like it's not easy to get. I've struggled with it every single. Okay, managing to get that, and he gets both hits, and nice. Carter finishing Fuse. He unfortunately was not able to his first game. So Sage done with W dropper. Sage toward the end of Acid stage. Carter did get a drop of some sort. He'll probably go for the... so he's one regular there. Is he going to go for... So he's still going for the bottom route. Okay. So if you have absolutely full ammo, you would do 3 power impacts there, but you notice he didn't. So he did a regular impact toward the top of the room, and then an extra power impact in that previous room. I missed what happened on Sage's screen because I was too busy just thinking of possibilities with what Carter... So Sage surviving Acid. I kind of want to know what happened now. So I would say that Sage is about... gosh, it's hard to say. I feel like at least a minute behind. Despite there not being deaths. Actually, oh my god, this is insane pace for Carter. He cleaned up considerably. I was just thinking, like, Sage hasn't been doing god-awful, but Carter's been doing way better. For a race? Like, what the heck? 23:15. Oh my god, for an 8 robot, that's nuts! Yo, I see Reeves in chat right now. Yeah, this is a really good run from Carter right now. I was just like trying to figure this out. I was like, oh my god, Sage hasn't been doing that bad. Like, the contrary has to be true. How good is Carter doing? Carter's doing really good right now. This is the kind of run Carter could PB on, and he already has a really good time. Like, if you're gonna come back from a first round, this is the way to do it. Yo, our prayers, though, for Carter, like, still obviously cheering on Sage. You know, you want to see Sage have a good race. I don't want to see Carter fall into a pit here when he's on potential PB pace. So Sage with the Fuse quick kill, good stuff. compared to the previous race that they had, he's about on pace with his the previous run. 24:43. Wow, Sage or Chelney, Jesus. Like, I'm sitting on the audience side now. I want to see what happens here. Good start for Yellow Devil. Using his visual cue for when to fire those. He got all 4 this time. 2, 3, nice! Redemption. He screwed that up last time, so he saved 3 seconds over his previous. Man, the weapon swaps on Wily 2 are so satisfying to nail. He's not getting any ammo. He even went for Joe in case Joe dropped something. Like, I don't blame him. The possibility was not strong, but still, he hasn't gotten any. Still nothing. That means he has to be, like, extremely careful. Please don't die in this room, man. Please don't die. Ooh, that shot from Joe right at the very end. Okay, Sage going for his Yellow Devil kill. Nails the intro. Nice, good kill. Very clean still. He needs to switch over to Torch. Okay. He doesn't have any ammo. Jesus, he's gotten so unlucky with the ammo. Yeah, Chelney, Sion, Peon, I definitely see that. He got nothing on that stage. That was really bad luck for him on Wily 2, and that's super unfortunate. Yeah, he did well despite not getting any drops, but that's like really not fair. Yo, Sage making it past the Sniper Joe room. Man, Carter's kind of playing out of his mind right now, and Sage has to do everything he can to keep up. Alright, so Carter in refights, we've got Impact Man first. And Carter does a slightly different order for his refight. Did he? Oh, no way. It looked like he was considering it. Kind of keeping an eye on Sage right now because bounce is not a particularly complex. Just want to make sure that Sage is getting the Malvern kill. Nice, good stuff. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh man, it's not too slow to kill him afterwards, but like the accidental acid definitely cost him like 3 seconds. In fact, he was lucky to have backed it up that easily. Okay, so successfully got block out of the way, and Sage taking care of impact. Carter, nice, getting the few.
Now, start the music. You want to dance? Feel free. A grand finale. Perhaps you would be a challenge. Fall to the fist of flame.
Alright, good luck with Torch. Hopefully Torch doesn't give him bad RNG. Oh no, but he blocked both hits, but he did get the double buster there, so nice. Okay, he's lost a little bit more time on Torch, but he still got the same fight. But he doesn't have ammo, so he does have to do. Okay, nails the first hit, second hit, third hit, and nice. Nails the blast. $32.28 that looked like. Ooh, Sage having trouble with Torch, man. I'm still not quite sure what his pace is on. He still might be on PB pace, but it's certainly gonna be a lot. Completely emptying out the bounce. Oh! I didn't see red numbers at all for Carter. I wonder if he could still gold Wily. Because Old Man is really a wild card. Oh no! That's super lame! Oh man! Oh man! Carter, please! So now he's low on health and ammo. It's a 10-second fight. One more, come on! 34.06, that's a PB for... Yo, GG Carter, good God.
You leave me no choice. Time for plan B. Spare me. I'm a helpless old man. Mercy, Mega Man.
Enough! You can't fool me that easily.
Drat. But don't act so cocky. I didn't lose to you. I lost to my own technology, my double gear. I'm the greatest. I'm a genius.
I am. Let me see if I can refresh the controls here. I'm unable to switch the audio.
Light. What are
Wait,
you
it
doing here?
should be.
You plagiarist.
Open your eyes, Wily.
Okay, well, Sage is almost done
Look at
as it is.
Mega
Let's see.
Man and
Got the
tell
power
me
acid.
what you see.
I would say Carter probably lost like
All I see is the
4
instrument of my
seconds
downfall.
to the first phase.
Mega Man wields tremendous power.
So he could have had like a
but he has the
3402.
intelligence to use it wisely. He's your vision and mind.
Let me see if I can
combined.
refresh the
If our
controls here. I'm
ideas,
unable
our
to.
gears could mesh together. Mega Man would be the result. We achieved this together. It's not too late, Albert. Atone for your crimes and join me again.
Silence! My plans have only just begun, you fool!
Okay, GG for Sage. Does beat his previous run by a little bit.
Hold it, Wily!
Remember this! Dr. Wily always strikes again! Farewell!
Wily!
My old friend, perhaps our gears will never mesh together.
Okay, Sage. Hello or Cap? Sorry, I'm a little out of.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh
Cap,
my
how are
goodness, what have I walked into?
My. Will you never
you?
learn
Carter
from
just
your
played out of
mistakes?
his freaking mind.
Light!
That is an understatement. Oh my god.
What are you doing here? You
This
plagiarist!
this is quite the race, sir.
Open your eyes, Wily.
It's a shame you have to.
Look
Are
at
you?
Mega
Yeah, I'm
Man.
gonna have to step out.
Tell me
I
what
appreciate
you
you
see.
covering for me on the last bit of this commentary.
Not a problem. I'm sorry I couldn't help you earlier, but you did a heck of a job. Everyone should drop a follow on Mumu here, as he has to leave, for guiding us through the first 2 races of this matchup, because my goodness, he drew a good one.
Our ideas, our gears
Yeah, I
could
can't.
mesh
I'm excited to be
together.
able to watch the rest of it.
Mega Man would be the result. We achieved this together. It's not too late.
Okay, I'm just
Albert.
helping the runners
Atone
out
for
on
your
SRL,
crimes
and I
join
think
me
we are
again.
gonna just take a quick break here and we'll get going. Just Mumu, before you leave, or if you have to leave, go ahead. But I mean, what are we looking for here?
So now we have them even at 1 game apiece. Sage so far nailed 2 35s. Carter had a higher 35 the first time around, but this time, wow, the low 34, almost a 33. Carter's always had that potential to be like super, super good, but he had put the game down for so long. He had other projects on the side. He wasn't able to like grind as much as he really wanted to. But now that he's here at Losers Finals, he's been sitting down over the last week. He's definitely been putting in all the time he possibly could. He's showing it. He's absolutely showing that he is back in action. To me, I feel like Carter can pull out the next match. We don't really know. It's still up in the air because, like, man, back-to-back runs in this game is just, it's still never going to be nice. Like you saw Wily too, it didn't give him any drops whatsoever. Completely dry Wily too.
Yeah, oh my, and it was still just a great time through that entire stage. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, both of these races have been great. So yeah, let's see if Carter can hold it together. Let's see if the salty run back, is it even salty at this point, can actually find that 33. Carter actually jumped to 4th on the leaderboard with that run. So GG. Sage
just,
looking to pull this out with consistency.
I'm just trying to think right now about the runner's mentality, especially after that first run where Carter took a couple spills and then he was starting to play sloppy. I think he did what he needed to between the races. I think he took his 5 minutes to breathe, stretch, get some water, whatever he had to do, he did it. And he's definitely got his head in the right spot.
Yeah, he definitely did it. I'm hoping there's a little bit of adrenaline left because he still has this race, which just got underway.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and step out from here. Cab, good luck. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you so much, Mumu, for those first 2 commentaries there. And let's see what happens here in round 3, everybody. We've been here twice before now. I honestly came in during Glassman, so I only got to see them go through this once. So Sage looking to kind of recover from that last race where he took an early, just huge time loss in impact stage in the giant elevator room. Carter already kind of missing a few jumps here. The adrenaline may have left him. He's got to pull this together fast. Sage sliding through this next room. Impact is just full of these jumps. You've seen it twice now. Very tight. Sage had a lot of trouble in that room with the little slide jump under the Hammer Brother. The Pickman. This time, Sage is kind of on the early rampage. Carter looks to be recovering nicely, though, not really having much trouble after that early screen. Beautiful through this screen. I mean, the impact stage just has so much tight movement since you have no other weapons, no other way of clearing out enemies other than Rush and the Buster. If Sage pulls out his 34 here, look out, everybody. Sage getting the final charge on the Digger. Pickman Digger, the Pain Crane. Carter getting it as well, so he's holding serve after that one room. I mean, this being the first stage of 12. Plenty of game left. So let's see this giant elevator room. Sage has to hold it together this time. Gets through the spikes. Looks to have it. Carter. Carter. Okay, he's not alive. That is going to hurt. Carter, if he can pull out the rest of this game the way he just did, hopefully he can kind of pull this out. He can catch up and make this interesting. I have no doubts he'll be able to do that since he doesn't go shopping and Sage does. We've seen it before where when Sage goes on a shopping trip, it costs him a decent chunk of time, but it definitely pays off for his consistency as the run goes along. Mashing this audio switch button for us. As Carter gets through the room this time, Sage up to impact. Hang on, everybody. Let's... I'm as excited as everybody else because I've been a viewer for the first few races here. Sage nailing this quick kill on impact. Skipping that power phase. We don't want to see it. Carter has to do it now, too. Looking to hang in here. Sage is out of here roughly at 19. I think I saw an 18 was still there, but we're gonna call it at 19 even. Carter's gonna beam out with that kill at 27, probably around 43. So that's your difference. I already forgot the numbers. I'm excited to see this next stage. So into Tundra. So I mean, don't count Carter out of this at all. We've been watching these tournament races long enough at this point. We know that Mega Man 11 is a very punishing game. Tundra, of course, has the last screen, has just pits everywhere waiting for you to make a mistake. So let's see. Sage is playing the stage beautifully so far, though. A little bit of a turn back there. It might have been on purpose. Having a little trouble with the snowflakes. This has been the trend I've been noticing the first two matches of this matchup. Sage just has a few extra little hits here and there. Nothing game-breaking. Nothing totally punishing. But Karterfreak has had fewer of those. I mean, he just rattled off that 34. As I say that as Carter jumps right into a rabbit. Oh well. Sage grabbing the bolts, though. Coming into the mid-boss here. Nice kill. You don't want to get stuck with the actual icicle cycle of the mammoth. It's bad news. Carter getting through the pit screen. Yeah, Carter, again, not going shopping, skipping those bolts. So it's little bits of time here and there that Sage needs to use those W tanks to make up for as the race goes on. Carter gets one dink in that fight, but gets through it. Sage not going for the fast strat. and bonks on the wall there. It's little things like that that's going to help Carter keep coming back. Sage just needs to hold it together. Nice use of rush there. So here we are, last screen of Tundra. Oh, no. That's why this stage is awful. It's like the most annoying screen in the game because anything can happen there. Hang on, everybody. We're getting lead changes, and this is going to be a really, really race. Carter, same screen now, has to hold on to it. No trouble. Beautiful. So yet lots of race. This could go either way. So let's see this Tundra kill. So far, so good. Just lots of these buster shots here. Getting the combos in at the right time so that he never even hits that speed gear phase. Beautiful. Sage now. Okay. He canceled the impact so he didn't bounce off the wall so he wouldn't have exploded back. He did that right, but then he slid off. He must have still been holding down. Not a good situation for Sage. He's out of impact ammo as well now. If he has that W tank, he could use it to kind of, at this point, maintain strats. But not a good situation for Sage. He's going to have to pick this up. Carter going into Torch needs to hold serve now. Torch is a stage, again, like every other stage in this game, things can go wrong quickly. You miss a jump, you take an extra hit here or there, that firewall catches up to you. Carter taking one extra hit here, but that wall's not even close to him. Sage, again, that's a game over, I think, even. So he's going to have to do all of Tundra all over again. It's not looking good. Carter going to just, at this point, I think we figured out last time he might be paying attention because he had that one shopping trip actually in his very low 34. So if he's doing that, if he's paying attention, he already has the death in impact where he might be kind of saying, all right, I'm not going to get my 33 this time. I can win the race. I can get back to the grand finals. All I have to do is play this safe. We'll see what strats he pulls out from here. Good second screen with that no Tundra W tank grab as well. Sage working his way back through Tundra, back to the mid-boss. Carter's almost done with Torch, though. He's on this last long firewall screen. I forget who had the awkward climb there last time. Carter had a very clean climb there. This last tent section. No trouble getting through everybody. So let's see this Torch fight. Sage not going for the bolts his second trip through. Guess he doesn't need them. That's fine. That is like the 1-300 bolt spot in the game, so if he was going to do something, that was the time to get him. Carter has all of the Tundra he needs. Easy Torchman fight in the stage. Someone in chat might have to remind me, I think the W tanks don't respawn for a very long time. It might be like on a game over or something. So it was not there for him. I'm going to look back and see if it's there, but... yeah, they never respawn. So there you go. Thanks, Chelney. Thanks, Reebs. Sage again. He's got to just recover here. Carter in the Blastman stage. The Blastman adventure. Sage finally getting through that ice pillar screen. He's got to be breathing, but he can't really stop because he's an entire stage back at this point. Needs a lot of help to catch up to Carter at this point. Whoa! Was that swag or was that just interesting Blast Man adventure. All right, Carter's through the Twin Thriller. Hopefully he has an uneventful second half of Blast Man stage. Lots of, you know, still more pits, lots of exploding boxes. He's impacting everywhere. Still looking for those impact drops. Did I hear one? I did. He has way too much impact to have not gotten a large drop from that Joe. Sagehero, meanwhile, into Torchman stage. Carter making excellent use of that impact ammo he got. Carter has extremely low torch. I guess he does not really need it after all these days for the Blast Man fight. But if anything goes wrong, he does not have the weakness on hand. Let's see. Good opening, gets these buster combos in, gets the air shot. Love that little speed gear to make sure the power combo hits on the ground. Sagehero just passing the Met Bonfire in the middle of Torchman stage. Carter is done with Blast. Sage grabs his W tank, jumping through the second firewall screen. Uses another Tundra. Not sure if that was on purpose or not, but it will make the rest of the screen a lot easier. As Carter makes his way into Blockman. So Carter, I think that was the second race where Carter had the very clinch-worthy end of that sort of middle block falling screen in the stage, getting pushed down as he impacted through it. Still did well, still had nothing actually go wrong, but, you know, looking for a little cleaner execution this time. The Sage making his way into the Torchman fight. Carter executing his beautiful mini-boss kill. It looks so simple. So much going on. And again, this stage, Blockman, no drops on the ground. Anything you get is going to be from an enemy. You're using a lot of blast to take out those mazes. And it is also the weakness. Carter missing a rush coil jump. It's worse than it seems, because those falling blocks, like once you miss this pattern once, the falling blocks are now in your way. Like the timing is very different. So that room can be deceptively hard as soon as you miss it. Carter having a much safer version of that room this go. And he is through as Sagehero beams into Blast. Carter making his way to the second block maze puzzle section. Things are looking good for him. He only has 2 impacts here. It's not going to be that big a deal. Just means he's going to do some more rush jetting, more sliding through this last couple of screens. Let's believe he's got plenty of Tundra ready to go. Switching to Torch there. Come on. There you go. It's other diagonal, Carter. Other diagonal. So if you're just joining us, Blockman has the long power gear phase. We don't want to see it. So Carter's opening this fight, going for the quick kill. Very precise set of shots to get that final charge shot. That did not happen. This is not going to be enough by itself by any stretch, but it certainly helps Sagehero's cause. Carter, very nice, using the the torch to take down the block golem. Not enough blast in there. It takes 3 power blast bombs to take down the golem. but it doesn't really have any iframes, so Torch is an excellent backup for. Agreed. Once the Golem goes away, a single Power Blast will take out Blockman. It's one of those situations where you don't see it that often, but sometimes, especially a race that's like this, you just finish the job. Carter not really panicking, getting some shots in, not really taking a lot of damage. That's all you need to see. Sage, meanwhile, is done with Blast. He gained probably about a third of a stage, I would say, from the block golem spawning. Maybe it's just because the stage lengths are slightly different too, though. Carter, though, into Bounce. Everyone's favorite stage that has just awkward movement everywhere. Carter making it look easy, just Rush Jet everywhere, Impact everywhere. And if you do have Chelney Frog in your emote set, now is the time. Pump Master K is down. Sage having a little trouble here with his weapon wheel, looks like. Opting to eventually just go straight to Buster Turbo. Carter missing an impact, not a big deal, manages to recover nicely. Sorry, I don't have my my emote spam set up while I'm commentating over here. It's my fault. Sagehero done with the first mid-boss in block. That's the stage he's in. Carter using his W tank here because there's just a lot of weapon use everywhere in Bounce. A little bit of an awkward climb there. Had to go for a second attempt, but gets it. Pump Master down. Sage picking up the time that Carter dropped in that first vertical room of block. Carter thinking about what to do there, deciding to just use Tundra. When in doubt in this game, especially when you have a big lead like this in a race situation and PB's not really going to happen, just use Tundra. Just clear things out. Don't even worry about it. The only thing you have to worry about is that statement, the prevent defense can prevent you from winning. But I think Carter, especially coming off that 34, already has the nerves removed. The pressure's off from that early impact stage. He just needs to play the video game. Bounce fight. Gets impact, gets Buster combo, finishes the job. Very nice. Sage, meanwhile, making his way into that Blockman fight, where, again, we don't want to see that. Let's see if he can, again, pick up this time that Carter dropped here. It's good that, Carter left the time for him, but he still needs to actually get it. There it is. Carter, though, into Fuse, man. Again, just a lot of stuff going on. I think I heard a weapon drop get collected somewhere. So, as long as it's not Wily 2, I guess Carter will get some weapon drop. Sagehero still going shopping. You do have to play his game. You don't want to change strats too much in the middle of a race like this. It was a thought, will he kind of skip some of the shopping? I'm not sure I saw him buy the beat. But he's got to pick up time somewhere. Carter's still charging forward in Fuse. Using impact like there's no tomorrow. Into the Dread Spark Room. Sagehero working his way through Bounce. So karterfreak through really kind of the dangerous parts of Fuse. I feel like the first half of Fuse really has a lot of the tricky movement sections. This second half it just becomes a lot more tame. Although if you want to go fast, you do have to dance through some lasers. Like that little rush jet strat is... I'm not sure I had actually caught it before this, and that's a beautiful little strat. Sage in this midpoint room in a little bit of trouble. He's going to bounce back. Gets shot out of the air. I'm not sure if he noticed a burnout. You know, he just turned off his power gear. So Sage losing a little more time. That's not a bad screen to die in, admittedly. But Sage just doesn't have any time to give back. Carter burns out, but gets that shot off. Finishes off Fuse Man. Very nice. Sage actually got another large impact drop in that room. Normally that'd be great, but I think that essentially just kind of makes up for the drop or the ammo he used before the death. So let's see, Sage using impact here to take out the frog. Carter, meanwhile, onto his 8th robot. Yeah, I think it was just the stage length that kind of brought Sagehero back to within 1 stage. So we're kind of right back here. Bounce, admittedly, a very slow stage, feels like most of the time. Sage missing a rush jet jump as Carter just weaving his way through this first sort of slow current section. Also, Sage having a lot of trouble with this bouncy platform. So Carter coming up on the spot where in that first race he just, I don't know, we're going to blame his controller. His controller didn't jump for him. I don't know what the actual cause was, but always blame the equipment. Gets through that spike wall this time. There we go. I feel bad because Mumu had all of the names of the mid-bosses memorized at this point, and I'm just sitting here wondering, oh, what's the name of the little scrubby guy in acid again? Either way, Carter takes care of business into the red acid section. He's going to go with the bottom path here. He's hunting for drops, but the little baby spiders are just dodging everything. W dropper. Thank you, Mumu. Carter getting through this first jump. Oh my god, that jump is tight. I think Mumu said it earlier, if you see somebody go through there and they don't have either impact or blast or anything like that equipped, it's just, what are you thinking going for that jump? But Carter, he's thinking about going fast is what he's doing. Sage starting acid, but don't be fooled, he still has Fuse Man to take care of. Carter looking to finish off Acid Man with the quick kill here. Get about a 20, not even 24-10, 24-08 8 robot. Certainly not the same pace as the last race, but very nice all the same. Sage working his way into the yellow acid section, also gets through that. That's a very unfortunate drop because there's like really no good way to get that. If you're collecting that drop, you've already done something wrong unless you're going for it on purpose. So Carter into the Gear Fortress. Sagehero still with a robot and a half to go. And again, the Wily Sage is just a showcase of all of these weapons that you've collected all along the way. Torch, impact, block. Just keep switching with that right stick. It's beautiful. Wily 1 is not a stage to really sleep on, though. There's a lot that can go wrong in this stage. So there's a little bit to help Sage, but again, there's a lot there. Carter is going, and I was wondering if he would do this. You could just exit the stage and then restart it, and that will give you all of your weapon energy back. You're at the start of the stage anyway. It costs minimal time, and he knows he has a lot of time to give in this race, so why not? Sorry, Reebs. I've got to do what I can for Sage at this point. Because I said it earlier in chat, I want to see round 4. I want to see a tie happen. Admittedly, at this point, it would take disaster to make a tie happen. It is true what I was saying, though. This stage has a lot of open air sections over giant chasms where you're generally impacting over the whole mess. And it is very easy for something to go slightly wrong along the way. And Carter's still doing pretty well here. He knew exactly what his plan was if anything went wrong, and he is sticking with it. It's great. Carter passed the last checkpoint besides the boss corridor. Loaded with impact. Just enough to get all 6 over that last screen. Into this giant gear mess. It might have been the first race. Somebody fell there in the last race. That's just an awful screen to fall down on. So good to see him get through it. Easy Devil, mark something or other. Let's go. And for those paying attention, yes, this is the same block pattern as Mega Man 1. Just getting him. I was a little afraid of that Chain Blast getting there in time, but this one looks like the setup is there. Oh, no. So it just needs one more, though. Iframes. Is he out? That's enough. He can't just use Tundra. Okay, Carter. What is... Okay. He has one hit to give. Sage, meanwhile, working his way through Fuse. A lot of game left for him, but... There's Carter taking out Yellow Devil. That was the opposite of easy, but he is through. That was a little spooky. I think each block does 4 hit points. I want to say Carter had 5 or 6 hit points left. Sometimes it's hard to see just how many little bars are there on the screen. Sage, meanwhile, going into the Fuse Man fight, still has Wily 1 in the way. Wily 2, not as punishing a stage as Wily 1 a lot of the time. Wily 1 kills you with pits and just random shots out of nowhere. Wily 2, there's a couple of spike gaps, there's a couple of pits, and there's that, especially that Joe room. But really, other than that, Wily 2 is a stage that tries to kill you with damage. It's just long. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. Carter using Tundra here, just getting up there, not wanting to even give that... What is that shield enemy's name? Not wanting to give it the time of day, just taking it out and going along. Here is that Joe room. Gets shot out of the air once. He still wants to keep using block. A little surprised. Well, I mean, yeah, I am a little surprised he didn't go to Tundra there and just clear things out once it went wrong, because he's a little lucky he stayed on that platform. Very easy to get sniped into that pit, and that just sends you right back to start, because that's not the checkpoint. Carter does get a drop this time. He got it like 3 screens ago now while I was talking. But he got a large impact drop, so he is happier than he was last time, at least with the drop situation. Maybe not with the Joe situation. Sage through that screen that Carter died on, so he picks up that time. But again, you know, he needs a lot of help. Carter on this vertical climb screen. I don't know why Wily put the giant Mario World spikes along those crusher walls. I mean, it seems like plagiarism, like he would say. Q9's younger brother, Mauverine, showing up for Carter Freak here. Buster only practice. Has Carter been working on Buster only? It's one of those things where, especially in like a race, the more strats you know, the more things you have to fall back on when something goes wrong. Sage getting through that last screen. He's going to go into that Yellow Devil fight, try and pick up that time. Carter left behind a whole lot of time for him there. But that said, Sage is fighting Yellow Devil, and Carter is entering Wily 3. There's a lot of things about Yellow Devil. There, you can find the timing to do a lot of interesting Buster strats against him, but at the same time, he has the two methods of opening his eyes. Sage not getting the quickest kill, but getting a kill. I like to spike! Let's go, Carter. Taking on Impact Man first here in refights. Impact blessing the run by saying he likes to spike, but we get to see the power gear. Carter is he has to know, because I don't think he's panicking here. He's just kind of taking it easy, calmly sniping Impact Man out of the air. I mean, the unfortunate thing for Sage is that he's just running out of game. Carter is making a couple of big mistakes here and there. But Sage Hero's early game over in Tundra just too strong. I believe Carter missed a shot, so he has got to figure out how he wants to take out Bounce Man. Very nice use of Rush Coil in that fight there. Very easy when Bounce Man is sort of pulling himself together to get Rush to get up onto that height. Bounce Man is a sitting duck. So Sage through the Joe screen. Carter through Acid Man's screen. That is 3. The Sage Hero gets onto the last long horizontal screen with the Crusher here in Wily 2. Carter trying to redeem himself against Blockman. Doesn't want to fight the Golem again. There we go. We knew you could do it, Carter. Sage accidentally switching to Tundra there instead of Impact. Not going to hurt anything the rest of the stage. Almost at the top of the ladder, switching to Rush Coil anyway, and using a W tank near the end of Wily 2 is Sage Hero. It's Carter taking on Fuse Man. Easy fight. Sage again with a power Tundra by accident over there, as he is moving into the Mauverine fight. Carter, the Tundra refight. This is the one different refight because we have the weakness weapon. Down and up. And power shot. It's so nice when that fight is done right. Alright, so again, Carter has been using Tundra in a couple of these refights, so he's got to figure out that way to work in some Buster shots against Torchman. Gets a couple of shots in. He's going to need more. Well, only the one, but you can't really get through that fire shield. Just holding the turbo button down. Taking care of business. Sage into Wily 3, so they are at least technically in the same stage for a brief moment here. But Sage with 8 robots to Carter's 1. Yeah, Carter just getting out the torch, taking care of that. Sage looking to pick up the time on the impact fight. Looks like he's going to get it. That's good for Sage to pick up the time, but again, Carter into the next stage. So 4 lives for Carter. Not that it really matters at this point. There's really either you're starting at the start of the stage or just before Wily. Looks like Carter's going to get the first jump. That's the first. It's really just that jump, and if you go across these spikes. And as long as you can do that, the rest of the stage, you might lose some time, but you're not going to die. Carter looks to be through to Wily. Gonna hit that gate right around the 36:08 mark, something like that anyway. I was off by a second. Sage done with bounce. Has 3 robots down. Carter only with 2 life meters left to empty. Gets the acid in the old man's face. Just taking it nice and easy on the Wily machine. He's looking to move on here. And again, karterfreak just Wily capsule between him and a rematch with Reeves in the grand finals. Looking to get in there and take some revenge. Wily not really cooperating. Carter deciding he's had enough and just switching to acid, and that is that.
Give up, Wily.
Carter is done. SRL reporting a 36:56, just about the same time you see on the screen. So get your GGs out for karterfreak. Congratulations. Sagehero immediately forfeiting. Understandably so, after all that pressure from the first couple of races, wants nothing to do with the end of this game. And just a hell of a series of races here. And I believe I am joined by karterfreak here.
Hey, Mr. Cab, how you doing?
How's it going? Congratulations, first of all. That was a well-earned victory.
I can't believe I seriously PB'd during this race. That was such a massive PB in the second race.
That second race especially, I guess we could start there. Yeah, just all of chat just started saying like, "Oh my God, this pace, Carter's gonna crush this." I mean, we were hoping for that 33, but man, welcome to 4.
Close. It was so close. If I didn't mess up a couple of things in refight, and I had a slightly better like if I had a slightly better 1 or something like that, anything like that, that would have been it. I was so close.
Yeah, I wouldn't even really worry about it at this point, dude. That was just beautiful. The potential is definitely there. Just well done on that.
I want to say he's not here right now, but like Sagehero had me scared. Like he's been putting in some real work into this game. He's got a pretty consistent time now. Like he's consistently getting 35s, which is a little scary to race against. So props to him, seriously.
I think Sage is actually out of bounds here, looking for just to show this off a little bit. But yeah, Sage, the first 2 races, I believe Mumu was saying he had a pair of 35s in here, and you were about 6 seconds behind in that first race. And then obviously the second race, you just kind of ran away with it. Oh my God, Sage, what did you do?
Hey, Sage.
Yo. Sage, GG.
GG. That was quite a second run.
Yeah. I can't believe that run seriously happened. I want to hear about your run, though. What happened in the third race?
I died on the last screen of Tundra 3 times and took a game over.
Oh, no.
We're not going to talk about that third race.
I actually had a pretty good run. I probably would have 35'd if I had just kept pace in that stage. But, you know, mistakes, this game punishes harshly, and that mistake in particular, and I made it 3 times. So that's what happens. And I mean,
this game in a nutshell, man. This game is rough.
Yeah. And because I've been the benefactor of my opponents making some mistakes that were not very many, but very particular mistakes that weren't good to make. So it's my turn to eat dirt. Well,
you snuck 1 win through there. I mean,
yeah.
I want you guys to talk about that first race a little bit, because I mean we got Carter talking about the second race. I mean the third race. I mean, unfortunately, it was what it was. But that first race, oh my god!
The first race was, I knew it was going to be close. I didn't know how close it was going to be. I think it was like 6 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a.
It was less than
difference.
10 for sure.
Wow.
Reminds me of the race I had with Reeves. Just like 7-second difference, and I lost again. I'm like, no, not again.
No. But well, you'll get a rematch.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can put up a better show against Reeves this time.
All you need to do is get a 34.06 like 3 times, and you're good.
Yeah, man. Or just get my first 33.
Yeah, just get all 33s. Like,
just get the 33.
Easy.
30 free.
No, but seriously, Sage, like really good games, man. You played really good.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way I played, and I'm like, I didn't expect anything coming into this tournament. I was the 11th seed out of how many?
I think we had 15.
Yeah, we had 15 people or something like that.
So like, I didn't expect anything much. I thought I might maybe win a game. So to make it essentially to what amounts to 3rd place is like really way more than I ever expected.
Yeah, and you got a lot of upset. Like, you upset at Chelmy. I was really surprised by that when I went and watched the VOD for that. That was really impressive.
Yeah, a little bit of luck. And Chelny, thanks to Chelny for teaching me strats. I'm sorry I knocked you out.
Yeah, I mean, the student surpassing the master is the greatest thing you can ever go for when teaching. So.
I got a ways to go for that still. He's going to 33 any day now if he hasn't already.
Yeah, but I mean, I think your consistency definitely like helped you a lot in this tournament. I know that's sometimes a little bit of a loaded term because a lot of people say that about me too. But I mean, you really were showing it off here. You were getting these really good, really low times.
I mean, the big thing I had is I didn't have any up until this very last one. I didn't have any disastrous runs, you know, where it was just like, oh god, you know, this just please end it now.
Well, I mean, not having any disastrous runs in Mega Man 11 is consistent in itself, man.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. Carter, I mean, I don't know if you knew how far ahead you were or when you knew you had a big lead in that 3rd race. Because I know you started, I think it looked a little more relaxed as it went along, and then you still had a couple of big time drops there. So I guess from that, the real question is there anything in particular you're going to be working on before this grand finals, where you're going to be hoping it's 4 matches long with all W's and for you, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And as for what I'm working on with Mega Man 11, you're working on everything pretty much always. Like, you really can't take a break from stages, because if you do, then like you get rusty and all your muscle memory just gets slightly off. And with this game, like if you're slightly off on like little things, it can lead to huge time loss.
So I think Mumu said something about you've been working on some Buster only strats for backups as well.
Yeah, I occasionally mess around with Buster only. Just, you know, I'll do like a no reset Buster only run just to kind of learn a little bit about the game in that type of gameplay. I know a couple of fights, like how to do them Buster only. Like I know how to do bounce. I know how to do Yellow Devil. So like those are kind of nice when you need to back up. But the Yellow Devil in that 3rd race was a little unfortunate.
You kept going with the slow pattern on you.
Yeah. I just wanted to show off how like amazing I am at dodging Yellow Devil pattern, as I got hit like 3 times.
I mean, yeah, I was getting a little worried there. I was waiting for.
Yeah, I knew. I was like, basically, unless something terrible happens in Wily 1, I'm done. The only way I could ever win with a game over in Tundra is if he took like an equally bad game over, you know. And the only stage that's really that bad, I think, is Wily 1, where I could see something like that happening.
There was a death in Wily 1. Carter, I liked the move. I've seen it before. The quit out of Wily 1 just to get the weapon energy back.
Yep. Yeah, that because those stages are really hard to do if you're just kind of winging it, and it feels really bad.
Oh,
yeah. If it's 1 or 2, you can kind of. I have some backup strats, but if it's like I'm missing 5 impacts or something, it just. Oh god.
Wily 1 especially, because if you don't have enough ammo to get to that energy, like that large energy, before the first checkpoint, it's really rough.
Yeah, Wily 1's just an awful stage with just chasms everywhere. You're absolutely right on everything you two just said. It's just don't screw up, or otherwise just you need a plan going in. And there was one fall. I forget which of you fell in the second race on like the last vertical screen there.
I did fall, but I didn't die.
Right, there was no death, and so I mean it was a solid recovery.
Yeah, I just fell down and used my impact to not die, and then I had to do part of the second or third to last screen because I ran on an impact. But I've actually done that before, so I had a backup strat. Like you just switch to bounce, shoot the Mets, and then Tundra the Sniper Joe machine.
Not even that one, but like the really last vertical screen, there was somebody had to use acid shield. Maybe I was thinking of the first race.
I think
it must have been.
Race. Yeah, because I had to use acid to climb. Like I messed up with a rush check, and I had to use acid to climb up.
All right, I don't want to stand too much on ceremony here and hold up everyone who's helping us out here at Speed Gaming. Who again, thanks everybody behind the scenes so much for letting us have this tournament here.
Yep, it's been amazing.
sagehero, you had a great Cinderella run here, the 11 seed, I think, making it all the way here to the losers bracket finals. Anything else you want to just say out?
If it has been plugged already, we are at bigmanleaderboards.net. Also, Mumu Akai has a great video series on YouTube. His YouTube is Mumu Strats. Teaches you how to speedrun this game, and you can easily get like probably even a 35 just using the strats presented in that video.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you can probably get a 34 if you're godlike. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to my wife for, doing extra stuff with the kids so I could get tourney or practice time in. And get yourself speedrunning.
Carter, anything we should be looking for?
I just wanted to say, if you guys are ever interested in Mega Man 11 speedrunning, like mentioned, check out Mumu Strats videos, and in general, you can just ask like pretty much anyone in the community because we're all really friendly, we're all really helpful. We'll help you in like anything you really have questions with. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed the race.
Reebs, I know that you're out there in chat. Anything you want to say to Carter?
The trash talk starts now.
Oh, yes, I need to say something real quick to Reebs. You're going down. You're going down.
The revenge.
Wow.
The revenge.
All right. And with that, again, follow the runners. We've been spamming that link in chat for a while. Follow sagehero. Follow karterfreak. Follow Mumu Akai as well for that commentating the first two races. You can follow me if you really want to. You don't have to.
Follow Mr. Cab.
I'm here too.
The Mega Man 1 to 11 world record holder.
The Mega Man 1 through 11 only person who's bothered to do it. So
first out of one. But
I think that has a
dedication.
I think there's like 3 deaths in Rockman and Forte against the like flying section in that. It's awful. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for the race, Sage and Carter. Thanks, Speed Gaming, again for hosting us. Thanks, Mumu, and I'm Mr. Cab, and I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
Thanks for watching. Follow Speed Gaming. Do that too.